So again, what I'm after here is I'm going to find so what I'm after in this theoretical model that I'm going to present to you is to find the simplest possible way for you to understand and to explain to you how a utility token works. So here's what I have in mind. Specifically, we have an entrepreneur, and this entrepreneur wants to finance a product or wants to produce a good or service. There's a certain setup cost involved, which is called C0, and there's a marginal cost involved of producing the product once you have the setup costs, once you engage in the setup process. The demand in the future is uncertain and is revealed only after the initial setup cost has been paid. So in other words, you need to finance the first step. You need to have some seed funding if you want. Now the demand with the inverse demand function is a simple linear function where the question is simply, where is the demand? Is it high or is it low? So it's just the intercept of this function, right? And so this is uniform distributed on a certain interval. And you can see some examples there on the right hand side. Now the benchmark that we have for that is you can use your own funds to do this. So if you fund it with your own funds, what the entrepreneur will do is they will maximize the monopoly profits once they have, once they know what the demand is, and they then produce the monopoly quantity. So this is basic economics. You have the declining demand function or inverse demand function. You have the marginal demand function, and the production point is where marginal cost coincides with marginal demand. So there you have it. This is a particular spot. This is the nice white dot there. There. You can even write it down. Now, if we do equity financing, how would that work? Well, you have to give a fraction alpha to your equity financiers, or the people who give you the money, and you retain a share of 1 minus alpha of this. Now, the important part about this is that as a maximization problem, it's just a linear transformation, and that means that the point that you choose for your maximization problem is essentially exactly the same. So in other words, with equity financing, there will be no distortion. Now, this is a completely standard result that we know from corporate finance, and all of you in your corporate finance classes will have heard of some version or other of this one.